how does this affect Missouri?
Well,
how does it affect you?
Well, it affects our district because we have a lot of
It's like
employees.
it's like the empire.
Yeah.
What empire was that?
The one that strikes back.
Yeah.
Oh, I was thinking
Say it
Star
again.
Wars.
Ottoman Empire.
The Ottoman Empire.
When the government goes down, you get to put up your feet. The Ottoman.
The Ottoman.
Never mind.
The Ottoman.
Ottoman.
The Ottoman Empire.
Ottoman Empire. Funny, that's right. Thank you.
Okay, so
thank you.
We certainly have a lot of employees that work over on Fort Leonard Wood that come from our district.
Yeah,
and including over here in Phelps County, there's a lot of folks that and we saw basically what happened back during COVID, whenever we had the government shut down for a totally different reason, and a lot of people got furloughed off of Fort Leonard Wood. The resultant to that is that whenever they did get called back, well, then all of a sudden their daycare didn't exist anymore, and so where we had two income couples before, then now we had just one income, and so we took folks who were making between the two incomes about $90,000 a year, and then because of a problem the government created, right? Then only one of them could go back to work because either daycare didn't exist or it was too expensive. And so then we took people who were not eligible for food stamps and made them eligible for food stamps. Does that make any sense to anybody? No.
Were they illegal aliens? I mean, it was Fort Leonard Wood, wasn't it?
No, they were regular citizens that lived in Crocker. And
so why did you, as our leader, let them do that?
Why did I let the federal government do that?
Yeah.
Well, because unfortunately, and against the original intent of the Constitution, the states don't have much power over the federal government. Okay. But I actually have a solution for that. I filed a bill in order to do that now 3 years in a row. And that is, it's really simple, folks. You don't really need term limits in Washington, D.C. Here's the one thing that we need to do is, first of all, we get rid of the 14th Amendment. I think that's the one that created the IRS. But there's a method to the madness here. All taxes would then be collected by the states, and then the states would pay a franchise fee, let's say, to be in the United States of America. So no federal tax. No federal tax. Which
used to be the way things were in 1913.
Absolutely, you hit the nail right on the head. And the federal government wanted extra money. What did they do? They imposed tariffs.
Yeah,
and so. So at any rate, the other component of that bill is that in any year where the federal government didn't complete and vote on a budget, and it was passed by the president of the United States, then the states wouldn't be obligated to pay their pro rata share of the federal budget.
Right.
Okay. So what does that do for us? Well, instantaneously, it makes our federal government responsive to the states, right? Back to us, the people. And so then you don't need term limits anymore, right? We don't need a constitutional amendment for term limits because they'll be self-imposed.
Yeah.
Now there's no financial incentive for someone to get elected to the United States Congress or United States Senate and go up there and turn themselves into billionaires, right?
Yeah.
My former congressman, prior to Vicky Hartzler, he left Lexington, Missouri, by his own definition, just a poor lawyer from Lexington, Missouri. But I don't know how poor you are if you call yourself a poor lawyer. But let's give him that he was not a millionaire, right, or a very small millionaire. Then he left the United States Congress when Vicky Hartzler beat him, the third richest man in the United States Congress. Now, keep in mind that Nancy Pelosi and Darrell Issa were both in the United States Congress at the time, and they were both billionaires before they came in. And so how does
Nancy Pelosi was a billionaire before she came in?
Yeah, pretty sure of that.
No, she wasn't.
Well, maybe.
She made herself a billionaire, maybe.
Well, maybe, but...
with inside voting, with the inside buying.
Well, it takes money to make money, Dave, as you well know.
Yeah.
And so
where'd she get the money?
I'm certain that she wasn't poor. Well, not poor by my definition. Now, she may have been poor by her definition, but I don't even know what her definition is because I should be so lucky. I want to be that poor, right? But the point of that is that his only competition of being a poor lawyer from Lexington, Missouri, was these two people who were billionaires. And so the reality is how does that happen if you are just a poor lawyer from Lexington, Missouri, let's say, and you end up in the United States Congress and you become rich? Is that what was he doing in between time? Was he making some lucky guesses on some investment opportunities like Nancy was doing? Perhaps. But he was at different times in his 26-year career, chairman of the Armed Services Committee. And trust me, there is a lot of money that goes through to that purpose, and there's a lot of incentive for folks to perform.
So what are you going to do to accommodate the shutdown? Are you going to fire the roosters and the hens?
Well, my chickens are not federal employees. They depend on me daily, sort of like illegal aliens. They depend on me daily to go to work. So
the illegal aliens run your farm, and you do the work? I don't understand.
When that came out of my mouth,
that wasn't clear.
When that came out of my mouth, I knew you would twist it in some form.
Well, I didn't. I actually copied what you said exactly.
No, yellow journalist. You're a yellow journalist. People don't even know what that means anymore.
With my yellow pad.
Yeah, exactly. See,
is that proof?
I proved.
Yeah.